Hey everyone, it's Jessica Brigden and welcome to the July 2021 The Adventure Begins Paper Pumpkin Workshop. So I'm excited. If you have your pretty little pumpkin box here, go ahead and grab it, play along. We will be making each of the cards as instructed. I do like to go through and make each one as it was intended. And then we'll do a handful of alternates, including some fun folds and a gift card holder too. So I have some fun things in store for you today. All right, I am just gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna flip this camera and start unboxing our paper pumpkin kit. All right. Okay, so we'll flip the camera. There we go. Got our paper pumpkin kit. I'm gonna adjust this so we can see things just a little bit better. Looks like our view is good. Okay, I'm going to check and make sure we are live. Okay, looks like we're good here. All right, and that way I can check and see if we've got any comments here too. All right, so I love this. I did open it and take a sneak peek. I took my shrink wrap off here. But inside, first things first, we do have a little flyer. Next month's kit, the August kit, is called the Box of Hope. It was designed by Stampin' Up's co-founder, Shelly Gardner. And it's going to be a really exciting, really pretty kit. Love the box, which is designed to be repurposed to gift to someone or use as like a memory box. But the cards look like, we've only seen sneak peeks, but there's some butterfly themes and flowers. It looks like it's gonna be a great kit. So make sure that you continue your subscription, purchase a prepaid, or even make sure that your account is up to date for that. Okay, so in here, this month we are getting a garden green ink spot. We have our stamp set. So we've got some pine trees here. It looks like this is a two-step. So we have our bold image, we've got our pine needles there. Looks like we've got some little butterflies, or they could be mosquitoes since this is an outdoor theme, or fireflies. And then some great sentiments here. Dream big, aim high, explore, congrats, let your light shine, let the adventure begin, and the world awaits you. So looks like a great stamp set. I love the bright colors, of course. Bermuda Bay and Granny Apple Green, all from the Brights collection, are in this kit too. So like I said, I did I did cut the sleeves so I could take a peek in here. So let's keep our instructions handy. All right, so it looks like what's on top here, these are our die cuts. So we've got some pop-out circles and some banners. All right, keep those handy. Then these are interesting. So what these are, they make diorama cards. So they're multi-layer, really cool. So we've got some elements for some trees, it looks like, some pop-ups there. Then these are die-cut trees. Looks like we'll be able to enhance those with our tree stamps here. And then our cards, this kit makes, I believe, is it 12? So we get 4 of those. 4 of these. Yeah, this kit makes 12 cards, 4 each of 3 designs. So we've got some tree images, night sky there with the moon. We have hillside here. And then we've got, these are fun. These are campers and trees and bushes. Okay, so we've got 3. I'm going to kind of sort these around me here so I can keep each pile separate to start with. And then how fun are these envelopes? Oh my goodness. So again, all right, so all 12 envelopes are the same, but I love the colors. So fun. All right. Then we have our little adhesive and embellishments pack. We have our, these are like the Artistry Blooms adhesive sequins. We've got some dimensionals in here and our mini glue dots. Okay, I'm gonna keep everything right in there for now so I don't lose it. All right, so we'll set our box aside and we are, oops, I dropped a punch. We are ready to go. All right, so first things first, card number 1 is our camper card. Okay, so that's why I've got my piles separate here. So the way this works, this is if your camper is front side up, then this little piece here is actually gonna pop out. Okay, make sure you don't pop out your camper. You need to keep that. Just pop out all these little negative pieces there. Okay, and then when you flip it over and fold over the top, check that out. You've got that fun background. Okay, so for this one, we are going to need one of our pop-up trees here. And we are also going to need one of our banners. So I'm gonna pop that out too. Okay, so let's go ahead. Looks like we've got some new instructions. So they're actually showing the ink spot open. I do have a full-size pad, so that is what I will be using here. Hi Sharon, welcome. Glad you could join me tonight. All right, so I've got my garden green ink pad there. All right, make sure, can we see everything here? You know what, let me make sure I turn on the, there we go, does that help? Turn it on the lights, there we go. We should have lots of light now. Okay, all right, making sure. So we are going to grab the detailed, like the pine needles image here, and ink that up with our garden green. And then this is going to stamp right in the center of our tree. Okay, so if you want, you could actually go ahead and do that for all 4 of these. You've got 2 going in each direction. So I'm gonna stamp these 2 first, and then I'm gonna flip it over. Might as well get this step taken care of while we've got this stamp on the block. All right, so now we need one of these for our camper card. Okay, I'll set the others aside. I'm gonna close this ink and clean my block. I got a little inky there. I don't wanna get anything on my projects to start the evening. So we'll go ahead and just get this cleaned up for right now. Okay, so the next step is to stamp our sentiment. And I do have another block for that. All right, so it looks like we could stamp, you can stamp anything you want. They have "Let the Adventure Begin." I guess how it works. This camper is so cute. To me, it's like a little glamper. That would be, well, I don't know. My husband and I used to camp as a kid. My brother and I and my cousins and my grandparents had a nice plot of woods, and so we would set up tent out there. And my grandparents actually, they had a little camper that that they lived in for a summer while they were building their house, and so that was fun. We got to spend the night in the camper with them a few times too. But my husband is not much of a camper, and so his idea of camping since we've been married is a hotel. But you know, I really can't complain about that. And then we just go hike in the woods and enjoy the parks and things like that. But I get to come home or go and have a nice hot shower and a nice nice comfy bed and all that good stuff. All right, let's go ahead. We'll put our dimensionals on the back of our first banner here. Let's see, this is fairly long, so let's do beginner, middle, and end there. And then let's see what we want to do with our with our tree, because the tree is actually going to go inside behind the camper. Okay, so we're actually going to adhere that with some glue dots that they've given us here. All right, and I use my little snips to help with those. So there are, it's funny, it's hard to see, but they have actually indicated little black dots on the tree in the directions. So that is for our glue dots here. And then, so 2 up the base and then 1 over towards the left branch there. Okay, so we are going to adhere our tree first. Get those little dot covers off, there we go. Okay. So we'll adhere our tree first, and I like to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to tuck it back here. I'm using the little white snippet that's holding the camper in place as my guide, because you want to make sure that it's tucked in far enough that your edges of your tree don't stick out beyond your card here. Okay, so once you've got that done, the next step is just removing the backing from your dimensionals on your banner. And then this goes right across the front here. And is that it? Okay, it looks like we get a few of the of our little artistry blooms sequins on here. All right, so we are going to place the, whoops, make sure you get the little glue dot that's underneath there with it, okay? So we're gonna put one down here by the edge of our banner, and then we'll take a little blue one and stick it out there too. And then we'll come in here, put a little blue one right up here, kind of near the trees. And then we'll do that, another one up here too, okay? So, and then it looks like I must be missing one. See, they actually tell you how many to use. 3 little blue ones and then 2 of the orangey yellow ones. So 1, 2, okay. So I need to put one more here actually on the tree. There we go. So little twinkles in the night sky. Those could be little fireflies. That was really easy. All right, so for a diorama card that looked kind of intimidating, that was super easy. And then you've got lots of space in here to write your message or anything that you want to do there. All right, so that was card number 1. Quick and simple. Love that. Love that little camper. Okay, card number 2 is our lantern card. And that one, the lantern is the one with the night sky here. Very cool. All right, so very similar. You're going to pop out this negative space around the lantern. And then make sure to pop out from the little handle. And then in between around the flame as well. Okay, cute. All right, so for this one, we need one of the round pop-outs, the little die cuts here, okay? On this one, of course, being a lantern, we are going to use the Let Your Light Shine sentiment. How fitting is that? Okay, let's see, I'm gonna use a bigger block on that one. All right, so we'll stamp that next. Get my ink pad here. And I do have my July host code here if you need a prepaid subscription or to take advantage of the Designer Series paper sale. If you would like some of the kind of the beauty of the earth paper would coordinate really well with this camping theme, the nature, all kinds of cool stuff. Okay, so we've got Let Your Light Shine stamped. On this one, we do need 3 dimensionals on here, but make sure when you put this, so just gently flip it over, because we only want the dimensionals along the bottom edge, because this is going to go on the outside flap of the card. We don't want to glue it shut accidentally. All right, so just 3 dots here. Okay. Check my comments, see if we got anything going on there. Sorry about the shadows there. All right, so this goes on the outside edge of your card down here towards the base of the lantern. All right, so that way card still opens. And then it looks like we need to use a couple of these little firefly images. All right, so you've got 2 on here. I'm just gonna use the bigger one for right now, a little block. And the way this works is we get one on this little, they've actually put the perfect little spots. So then these little white spots, a little glow around them. There's one, there's another one up here. I'm gonna use the small one on that. And then we have another one here on this side. So I'm gonna use the larger one there too. And actually, I'm going to have it going this direction so it's kind of flying towards the lantern. And then I'll flip that out and then use the smaller. All right, since we've got 2 different sizes here, that was the bigger. I'm gonna use the smaller one to do that extra little. Actually, we go ahead and fold that right over. And then use this little one over here. See, right up there. Isn't that cute? All right, I'm liking this little stamp set. It's adorable. Okay, so we've got, I like to put them back on my mat here so that they don't fly away and stick to something they're not supposed to. All right, so we just folded that in, just like the other card. You've got lots of space inside to write. This folds over the edge. We've stamped our fireflies and our sentiment. And then the only thing else we need to do are add our little adhesive backed gems here. So on this one, we're going to use 3 of the larger, these are kind of a mango melody color. So we'll go right down here, right up by the light, and then just up here as well. And then we need 2 of the little blue ones. All right, so those are going to go right over here, and then one right up here. Okay, so they're just kind of sprinkled around there. Again, super cute. If you had some twine or something, you could tie that around the lantern. That would be cute too. But yeah, this kit is pretty simple. No twine, that's amazing. They always include some kind of twine usually. I'm not complaining though, that's okay. All right, so our third card looks like this is a mountain scene. So we'll pop out around our trees. Okay, and then, well, let's just go ahead and fold it. Let's see what this looks like. Very cool, love the landscape there. All right, so on this one, we need another tree. And we've already stamped our needles on this one, so we can just go ahead and pop this out. Okay, and then, although they're saying they want us to make the tree even darker, but no, I think that's fine. All right, we're gonna leave that tree as is. Okay, but we do need one of the banners here. Okay, so it's actually that's what these other little pieces are. All right, pop this out. I thought this was hidden behind. It turns out this is actually what we're going to stamp our sentiment on. And we are going to gently stamp part of our pine needles onto this part. So if you saved your little cardboard insert, that's great for scrap paper here. All right, so ink up your tree here, but make sure that you don't get onto the white piece. You just want the top, the tree portion. Okay, see how I did that? And then our greeting for this one. This time we're using, well, they have dream big, aim high, high like a mountain. Do I like that? The world awaits you. I don't know. Maybe I guess be a good like graduation card or something. I love that. You could, it's good for male or female. So yeah, great graduation. Okay, make sure we've got that inked up properly and right across the center. Okay, beautiful. All right, so the next thing we need to do, flip this over. We will add our dimensionals to the back here. Make sure you put one on your bottom, towards the bottom, the tree trunk. All right, and then another one here. All right, so this, put these little dimensional backings in the trash. Okay, so this goes right across the front. Make sure you line that up so that your tree is in line with the other trees there. Make sure your sentiment is straight. Okay, that's why you positioned the dimensional on the tree trunk there, so it doesn't show through. And then I guess we didn't need that one after all. Okay, and for this, we need 2 of the little yellow sequins down here, as well as, oh, like a shooting star up there. All right, and then 3 of the little blue ones. And these are going to go over here. And I'm gonna put it right on the edge there. And then it looks like we have another one. It's kind of positioned up here on the mountain. All right, there we go. Hi, Kelly, how are you? Thanks for joining. All right, so we have just completed our 3 cards, our 3 diorama cards as designed. And I'm actually really impressed at how quickly and easily they came together, because honestly, they looked a little intimidating. But basically, you just fold the 3 panels in, pop out the negative part. We added a tree and our greeting and our adhesive sequins. And then we did the lantern, same thing. Fold the 3 panels together, your sentiment. We stamped the little fireflies and added the sequins. And then on our mountainside, popped out this piece. It's all one piece, so we did stamp on the tree, folded it all together, and added our sequins. All right, super easy. Okay, so the other thing that you may have been seeing is these are great for shaker cards. So I do want to show you a way to do that too. So let's go ahead and grab, all right, let's do the lantern card for this. So we'll pop this piece, again, pop out the negative around the lantern. So for a shaker card, you do need some kind of something see-through, like a window sheet, or even one of our clear envelopes. something like that to hold the shaker together. All right, so actually I should have kept that part here. Okay, so you can use this as a guide. So in this case, I'm going to be using window sheets, and the window sheet does need to be a little bit bigger than this because it needs to fit right inside here, okay? So I've got a measuring thing on here. So this little piece is 3 1/4 inch by 3 1/2. So I'm going to make sure that I cut my window sheet to 3 3/4 of an inch. All right, so let me bring in my trimmer. And then, so with window sheets, the item number for that is 142314. You get 2 12 by 12 sheets in a pack. And these are on the same page of the catalog as the specialty papers. Let me find that so I can show you guys what you're looking for here. Okay, so it's actually page 136 of your big catalog, and you are looking for window sheets. So 2 12 by 12 sheets for $5. Okay, but because you're usually cutting them down to size, then a pack will last you quite a while. All right, so we said 3 3/4. Somehow I got little Ziggy's cat hair there. All right, so 3, I don't need a whole 12-inch strip. So let me cut on this shorter side here. Okay, so we cut that to 3 3/4, and we're gonna make this a square. I know it's hard to see because it's see-through. Okay, so we have a 3 3/4 inch square piece of the window sheet here. We're gonna flip our lantern over, and there's a couple ways to do this. You could use your adhesive, just your seal tape runner. I'm actually gonna use my tear and tape because I wanna get right close, as close to that paper, right along the frame here, okay? And I'm actually gonna peel these off as I go. So this is just double-sided tape. And you're gonna go, you can overlap it a little bit. You don't wanna have any gaps here. And then that's what's nice, is then this just tears right off. Okay. Then go right along the bottom edge here. It is sticky stuff. Okay, and then one more piece. So if you don't have tear and tape, you could use your Stampin' Seal. Just make sure to get right close to the edge. Otherwise, you'll need to cut your window sheet a little bit bigger. Okay, come on. I just want the backing. I don't want to peel the whole thing off. And my fingernails right now are really short, so. There we go. All right, so I'm like it's see-through if you lose it on your table. Whoa, all right. So this is going to go right over that window. All right, and then what we're going to do is take our foam adhesive strips. All right, so these are on the adhesive page. These are 141825. You get a whole bunch in a package here. I'm still working. I've had this package for a long, long time. What they do is there are these big, long strips of dimensional, and you just need to pull out one. Just pull the whole thing out. And what we're going to do is start up here. And again, you could cut them into strips, but the nice thing is because they're all one long thing, you can actually just bend them right along. Okay, and then Just bend it again right around that curve. All right, so we don't have, it's not quite long enough to go all the way around. So that's where I'll take a second. Whoops, I don't need two, I just need one. All right, get that right up close because you don't want any gaps, because if you have gaps, then your little shaker material, whatever you're using, sequins or you can basically use any little loose, you could use beads, you could use sand, you could, again, you just want to make sure that you don't have any gaps. So make sure it's all contained in there. So even if you have to cut yourself an extra little piece to fill in that gap. All right. And then what you've got left over, just stick it back down. Yeah, and then flatten it a little bit. There you go. So now it's ready for the next time. And so I keep mine right in the little baggie that they come in. I've got some shorter pieces from other projects and things. All right, so what we've got here, we need some sequins. All right, so in the catalog, what have we got that we can fill these with? There's little flowers, there's jewels. All right, so in the catalog currently available, there are From My Heart Faceted Gems. Those are kind of pink and red and white. Those are loose. There's also Sequins for Everything. They come in 4 different colors. So in here, you've got, they're kind of a green, a metallic, a red and an orange. And then we also have the shaker shapes, which again come in 3 colors. These are in Daffodil, Delight, Granny Apple Green, and Polished Pink. So those would work. I have some previously left over. These were Whale of a Time sequins from last year's catalog. But I don't use sequins a lot except for projects like shaker cards. There was even the woven threads, that was from the year before. There was sequins in that. So whatever you want, just go ahead and take a pinch and put some in here. This will be a little bit funny with the Whale of a Time because the little pink ones are seashells. So I think I'm actually gonna pull those out because it would be funny to have seashells floating around. So you might want to consider the shape and theme of your sequins here before getting too far along. All right, I do want some of those. I like the blue color and I want to have a few more in here. All right, because you want to see, I mean, you can put a little or a lot, but I do want to have enough that it actually gives it a fun little shake. All right, and then make sure they actually stay in your card area. So there's a couple different ways. Obviously you need something to cover this. So what I'm actually gonna do, because we've got this flap, I'm going to cut along the score line and remove this and adhere it there. All right, so we're going to take this, put that fold line right in our trimmer. Okay, cut that right off. Perfect. I'm actually gonna trim just a little bit more right off that edge just so I don't have that little kind of fold crease line there. Okay, and then I'm gonna trim this down just a smidge as well, like 1/8 of an inch maybe, because I do want it to fit behind my panel without, I'm gonna trim off the bottom just about 1/8 of an inch as well, just so it's a little bit smaller than the front of the, the front panel of the card. Okay, so on this one, we do need to make sure that the trees are at the top. I think that's the way it goes, right? When we did this, yes, the tree was at the top. All right, if you want to stamp your lightning bugs, that would be Probably should do that before we kind of finish gluing everything together here. And I probably should have done that on the front as well. Oops. All right, this one's gonna go right in here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm actually gonna put a couple of dimensionals right in here as well, just so that my panel is not flopping around, and that brings it up even with the dimensional strip from there. Okay. All right, so I tore that off. We're gonna take the backing off of our strips here. If you had an extra little piece, don't forget to take the backing off that as well. And then this panel will fit right inside. So you can see why we trimmed it down a little bit. So we've got just a little bit of an edge all the way around it. And now we fold that over. Haha, check it out. Isn't that cool? So now we have all kinds of fun sequins in there. If you, normally I wouldn't say go ahead and stamp, but very, very carefully you can still get your little dragonflies on here. Just be very careful. Okay, that's a great thing about photopolymer, so you can see exactly what you're doing. All right, so we still need a greeting on this one. How about we do, I want something a little bit different. So I'm gonna grab another one of these little pop-up circles here. All right, I guess I'm gonna go with the Let Your Light Shine because it's still on my block, so that makes it easy. All right, again, remember that when you do this, make sure which way your sentiment is up, and then put your dimensionals just along the bottom here. Okay. So quick and easy shaker card too. So if you didn't have the window sheets, you could make do with the clear envelopes. That would work as well. You just need something see-through, like a piece of window sheets, acetate, something like that to contain your sequins or whatever it is you're shaking around. All right, let's add a couple little embellishments to the front again. The blue one here. All right, we can, and these sequins will, it's because we put the acetate or the window sheet there, your sequins will stick to it. So that works too. Okay, so there we go. Quick and easy shaker card there. Isn't that fun? I just think those are the coolest thing ever. And it was so easy. All right, so let's go ahead. We had a couple of alternates that we wanted to do as well. So let me get everything ready for those. Yeah, I'm so glad you guys like the shakers. So fun. All right. So what I was thinking was a couple of fun fold cards here. So I'm gonna grab the camper one here because I thought it would be fun to do kind of a little, what do they call this? Like a Z fold card here. So I've actually, so this wouldn't take forever. I did pre-cut. So my paper is 4 1/4 by 11. And I scored it at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. So basically it's like if you were doing your card in portrait, 4 1/4 by 11. and then just fold the edge back. That's the easiest way to do that. You don't even have to measure anything. Okay, then we also need a second strip of paper. This one I cut to, what did I do, 1 inch and a, yeah, I did 1 1/4 inches. So this is 1 1/4 inches. It's a little bit shorter. It's 1 1/4 inches by 10. Okay, so we cut it 1 inch short. And then, okay, let's do it this way. Then again, you cut it at 2.5, score it, 2.5 and 5.5. All right, so this is a 10-inch strip at 2.5 and 5.5. Kind of matches the folds there. But what we're gonna do is essentially, here we go. This is what it's gonna do. And then we'll have a fun pop up here. So I think I want to trim out the little camper. So we're gonna kind of deconstruct the camper card here. I'm still gonna pop out these extra little pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna just cut right at the tire. And then, well, this is like a little hitch, so I'm just gonna snip that out. All right, I am gonna kind of trim that up just a little bit so I don't have these little hangy pieces. All right, so I thought that would be kind of cool. Let's see here. Where am I gonna want my camper to go? Maybe right in there. So I could actually cut a little piece that is 1 inch by 2.25 would fit right along there. So I'm gonna use this little panel from the front of the card. All right, so let me flip this up here so I can see it a little bit better. And I'm gonna stick that right in here. Okay. And then I'm gonna trim this down to 1 inch there. And I do wanna trim out the little white. I don't want that white line on my piece. Okay. And then I need this at 2.25. Actually, excuse me, that's 5.5. It actually needs to be 2.5 inches long, excuse me. Always measure twice, cut once, right? All right. So this little piece, let me grab my seal. This is gonna go right in here. And then I kind of want this on there. So I need to put a dimensional right behind the wheel well there.
Yes, that's exactly.
Oops, sorry about that. Hubby's coming in. We finally have a dry day, so the entire neighborhood is out mowing their lawns after work. That is what everybody is doing on this Friday night. But you gotta get it done when you can get it done, right? Okay, so we need some other decoration on here. So let's go ahead. I'm actually gonna turn that. I don't think anybody's gonna care which way the bushes are going. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put it on this piece. So I'm gonna cut a piece that is 2.5 inches by 4 inches. Let's cut that. Okay. This is a little bit of a design on the fly at the same time. So, so we're cutting 2.5 inches and by 4 inches here. All right, so when you get these kits, it's one of those things, you really don't throw anything away. You save all these little pieces because you never know what you might want to use them for. All right, so this piece, we'll put our adhesive on. And this is going to decorate the front panel here. Okay, and then this is actually, we're going to adhere this to it. So I'm going to put my adhesive on here, but don't go all the way to the fold line. Keep it about 3/4 of an inch back. You can even hold your finger there and just make sure that when you put your adhesive on, you don't go all the way. Don't go all the way to the edge, because you want to make sure, let's see here, I want to make sure that I'm even on the left side and the bottom as well as the right side here. So slide that in. I want it right about there. Let me just move that for right now. Okay, so we can see that this is starting to take shape. Let's cut a white layer for inside here. That way we've got a place to write our sentiment on. So I need a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4 for inside there. All right, so 4 by 5 1/4. And we'll put our adhesive on this. Middle for safekeeping. All right, so this is gonna go right in here. And yeah, I think we can go ahead and glue that. So just kind of flip this over. You're putting your adhesive on this section here. Okay, and then the way this goes, there we go. All right, so we do need a little bit of something decorative for the inside here. So I actually think one of these little die cut panels, I think that would be kind of cute to put in here. So let's go ahead. I like that idea that they suggested of using the pine needles to decorate the top. So again, just make sure that you don't get on the white part, just on the tree itself. Okay, and then I'm just gonna keep this out here. Where do we want this to go? Let's see. Actually, that would be kind of cute, just right in the middle. It's kind of hidden, and then it's like a surprise inside. Let's stamp our, all right, I don't want dream big, aim high on this one. I think we'll do, how about the world awaits you? Kind of a fun surprise inside. Okay. And then we'll put our adhesive just on the bottom part here. I'm just gluing that down flat, and I'm gonna center that inside here. And then how cute is that? I think that's kind of cute. Should we do, maybe we should do something, let's see here. We could actually kind of do that. Let's tuck this tree because then it truly hides the greeting there. All right, so we're just gonna put glue dots here on those little points. Where did my glue dots go? I've got sequins here. But it doesn't take long for those little tiny pieces to disappear. Okay. All right, well, it looks like I might have to go get some more glue dots because I lost those. All right. I'm sure I will find them as soon as I don't need them anymore. But in the meantime, I'll use my roll of mini glue dots. So I'm putting one right behind those branches of the tree. Just 2 of those there. And then this. Okay. And that way they tuck to that part, but still move. Okay. I like that. And then I feel like we need something over here. What did we do on the other one? You know, we could just put a few sequins. Let's do that. That might just be the easiest thing. Let's just put a couple sequins kind of here and there. They'll be like little pebbles on the roadway or something. Let's put a couple more up in the sky. There we go. Be like the moon shining through. All right, so I think this is cute. This is a Joyfold Z card. Okay, so that, fun, huh? All right, so the next one that I've got, the next one we're going to be making is called a bridge fold. So for this one, you need a piece of cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 8. All right, so you are going to trim a little bit off the bottom, that 1/2 inch off your 8 1/2 by 11 inch piece. So 4 1/4 by 8. And then you are going to score this at 1 1/4 and 2 1/2. And then you could just flip it around if you want and do it again, 1 1/4 and 2 1/2. If you prefer to go all in a row, 1 1/4, 2 1/2. And then it is 5 1/2 and 6 1/2. Excuse me. 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/2, 6 3/4, excuse me. So 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. All right, so that means that our center panel in here, this is going to be 3 inches by 4 1/4. So anything we want to put in here, we need to cut down to 2 3/4 by 4 as a little background. All right, so 2 3/4 by 4 is what we could use on that. And again, I am loving the loving the camper on these, but I think I will use the tree card here. We'll use our tree background, and we can cut this so that this is 2 3/4 by 4. All right, let's do that. We want a fun background in this. All right, so I'm gonna slide this in. I wanna make sure that I still get the moon in here. So let's go. All right, so I'm gonna cut this, I put it at 3.5, get this score blade out of there. Okay, so this is 3.5 inches that I've cut there. And then turn this, cut it at 4. And then turn it again because we need this at 2 3/4. All right, so hang on to those pieces. For right now, we'll put our adhesive on here. Oh. Okay, so this will go right inside. So this is Night of Navy. I used, this is Granny Apple Green as a card base on here with Garden Green. All of these colors are listed on the instruction sheet. So if you're wondering on the back, coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors. So I did pull out cardstocks in those additional colors there. Okay, so these are 1-inch strips here. Let's see what else we might wanna do there. So we want 1 inch by 4 inch. And that's not quite long enough. So let's go ahead. I've got a little bit of the bush left on here. So I'm actually gonna cut these. This is 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna do 3/4 inches on these. All right, so I'm gonna trim this off right there at the fold line. This was from the previous card. So you have a white panel that you could use for something. All right, and then I'm gonna turn and cut this down to 4 inches. And then we'll cut this in half at the 3/4, so 0.75 on this one. That'll give us the 2 pieces that we need. All right, so we'll just apply our adhesive to each of these. And then these will go on the outside edges. All right, so center them on there. Okay. All right, and then what we're going to do is I've got this little strip of Granny Apple Green. So this is, we can actually adjust the width of this, but you do want it to be 5.5 inches long. That's what's going to form our bridge. So when it's open, it'll actually sit there like this. And then when you go to put it in your envelope, you'll slide it to the edge, okay? So that way it's still, the bridge, it's a sliding bridge. The bridge still moves. All right, so we actually have, what do we want to do with this? We've got, how about we cut this strip right off of here? This is 5.5 inches long. It'll add just, even though it'll be kind of going in the wrong direction, it's a little bit abstract. So I don't think anybody will really notice. We'll just trim that edge right off. And then we want to trim it down to, let's go to 5 1/4. So it doesn't quite, well, let's see how it looks. Do I want it to go all the way across? Yeah, I think that looks all right. And I'm gonna trim 1/4 inch off of this so that this will actually be, so I'm gonna make this 1 inch. It was 1 1/4, but I'm gonna make this a one inch strip. So it'll be 1 inch by 5.5. So just make sure it's right there on that 1 inch line. Okay. And then this piece will adhere. get that, goes all the way across. Just center it on there evenly. All right, so what we want to do is put adhesive just on the outside edges, because that's what's going to, so I just kind of spun it around there. Oops. Oh, I've got a glue booger. That's why my seal is running a little slow there. Okay, so I just got that on the outside edges. You'll do one first, go right up to the outside edge, fold that in nicely. Okay, and then it should match right up at the outside edge there. So you can see how this is taking shape. And then we do need something to go kind of on the inside there. So what do we want to do? Let's see here. You know what we could do? No, I'm not gonna do that. That's not gonna work. But we could, I had a tree popped. Oh yeah, I used that on the last one. All right, let's go ahead and, well, we'll just do a couple of trees. We'll take this one. And we could take one of these as well and kind of layer them together. That might work. All right, bring in the scrap paper here. Stamp our trees again. Okay, and then let's see here. Let the adventure begin on this one. Okay, peeling off the other there. Oops. Okay, so we'll center this. Okay. And then let's see how we want to arrange these. All right, so I think that will work. So what I'm going to do is put just a little strip of adhesive along the bottom. Actually, if you've got your tear and tape handy, that'll work good for that, because we just want a nice even strip down the bottom edge of this. Okay. All right, and let's put that right. Yeah, we'll center that there. Okay, oops, I smudged it. We'll put a little sequin on that to cover the smudge. All right, and then we need dimensional, yeah, we can put them right up the center of the tree line there. Okay. And this will go right here. We'll frame in our greeting. Can you guys see that there on the camera? Right up that edge. And then, so we've got this neat little landscape here. And yes, we need to add a couple little sequins to hide the smudge. That's what embellishments are for. We'll do that. Let's add another one kind of up here. Actually, let's go where the shooting star was. I kind of liked that. And then, let's do another one over here. And then we need one more. It's nice to have an odd number when we do these. Okay, so we've got little stars in the background there with our sequins. So this is called a bridge fold card. Thought that was a fun design there. And the nice thing is it does fold flat. You just slide it to one side or the other there, and then that will fit inside your envelope. All right, because it's the same base size as a regular card. Yeah, isn't that cute? All right, so the next one I have for you, let's go ahead, let's use garden green for our card base here. So this is an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of cardstock. And so we're going to make a gift card holder, kind of slimline card. I sized this to be essentially a money holder that would fit in a standard legal size envelope. All right, those big long envelopes there. So I have taken this on the 11-inch side and scored it at 4 inches, and then again at 8 inches. All right, so that gives us a 3-inch strip here that will fold up, and this will be our money enclosure, and then this will fold over the top. So I thought what I'd like to do, so we want to make something that makes it easy to grab the money out. So I've got my Label Me Fancy punch here, and I'm going to take this. So this is on the narrower section. Find approximately the middle, and then we're just going to punch half of that out, because that way, once you tuck something in there, they can actually catch a glimpse of it and be able to stick their fingers in there so they can pull it out. All right, so when doing a money enclosure, you do need something to secure the edges. So again, grab your tear and tape and go ahead and just put your tear and tape along the outside edges here. Oops, can you guys see that? All right, so we've got both edges. We will tear this part off here. Okay. And then we can fold this up. We've got our adhesive here on the edges. Fold it up. Oops, let's tuck that in there so we don't have adhesive sticking out. Alrighty. And so whatever you wanted to tuck in there would slide in here. This is a little bit too big, but just for example. All right, so let's decorate the top. So I've cut a piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 8 1/4. All right, so that size so that I can have a little bit of a border all the way around here. And we need to stamp some trees. So we'll use our 2-step here. We'll use our bold tree image first, and then we'll stamp over it with our detailed pine needles. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll do 2 colors on this. Let me grab my scrap so I've got something to stamp behind it. So since we're working with garden green, then let's go ahead. We'll stamp these in the granny apple green, and we'll just kind of make our own little Make sure you get those all even. That's nice with photopolymer. You can see if you missed anything. Let's just kind of, actually, let's go right in the center with this one. Oops, here's a little crooked. And then, so I'm gonna stamp 3 first, fairly evenly. And then let's kind of, actually, let's do that. So we stamped 3. I'm gonna ink these up again, stamp it off, and then stamp a lighter one in between. Okay, stamp off, and then stamp the lighter one in between. So we have our little row of trees. We'll have to put a sequin on that. Okay, so that was with the Granny Apple green. And then we'll grab our pine needles again for our garden green. Okay, so we'll do this full strength on the center. And then since I've already done that, just stamp it again. So it's already stamped off. And then we'll go full strength and then stamp it off there. Okay. And then one more full strength here. Okay. And then, yeah, I do need to clean that really well. And then we've got this, you know what we'll do? We'll take a strip of, let's take a strip of Granny Apple green. I think that'll work. All right. So let's take, this was 8 1/4. So let's take like a 3/4 inch strip. So I'm gonna do 3/4 by 8 1/4 here. Okay, so 3/4 by 8 1/4. And this will actually work out good because this will give me something to secure some ribbon to as well. So let's go ahead, we'll put adhesive all the way along this. This will work out nice because it will hide my my boo-boo, my uneven trees at the bottom. So let's just put this right along that bottom edge. And then this is a sneak peek. This is some new black and white gingham ribbon that will be in the upcoming mini catalog that starts August 3rd. All right, classic black and white print here. So I'm gonna cut this a little bit longer than the front here, because that way I can tuck the ends behind. So let's go ahead. You know what, before we glue this all the way down, well, you know, if we leave it white, we can actually just stamp our sentiment right there. So for right now, I'm going to just go ahead and put adhesive all the way around here. Okay. Let's put some in the middle too. All right, so stretch this out right along. Oops, make sure it doesn't twist on you. Tuck the ends behind there. Okay, see how we do that? We just tuck the ends behind. You can put a little bit more adhesive on those. Keep them super secure. Now this will go ahead and fit right on top. All right, super cute. I'll take some extra. We'll just do a simple little knot on here. Nothing too fancy. This is an outdoorsy card. All right, and then, so yeah, I think that we're so cute. And actually, let's take a glue dot. Still haven't found my missing little sheet of glue dots that are around here, but I'm actually gonna just slide this off with my snips. And that way I can place it right underneath the knot. Nobody will know. And then that way it keeps everything, let's see, make sure we put it in the right place. Okay, perfect. And then that keeps that secure, keeps it from sliding around there. All right, so we need our sentiment. Let's say if you've got leftover pieces, we do have got one tree die cut left. You could put that on there, but I think I like my stamped trees just fine. So let's come in here with our sentiment. I'm gonna go with Let the Adventure Begin. That would be kind of a fun, would make it a fun gift card for like a money enclosure for the outdoor enthusiast couple, or again, works great for graduation or something, where their life is an adventure is, yeah, just beginning. I like that. All right, and then let's add some of these fun little sequins, because that is something Stampin' Up! Did give us plenty of these. So let's just add, I'll add a few here and there. I might have to put one over here because I've got got a little smudgy. That's the fun thing about sequins. Just put them wherever you made a little bloop. And then, yeah, that works. This is kind of fun. Like they're sprinkled around there. And then inside, so if you wanted, you could put your message in here, or write a little card that goes in there with it. And then you've got plenty of room that you can stick in some cash or check, whatever works. And then this fits in a standard size legal white envelope, or of course you can make an envelope to match too. But there you have it. So I hope you have enjoyed today's July 2021, The Adventure Begins Paper Pumpkin Workshop. So we had our 3 cards as designed. We have our fun little camper diorama, our lantern diorama, our landscape in the mountains diorama card there. All right, so we had those 3. Then we made a fun shaker card, which you could use. You could make any of these because I have plenty of cards left over here as well. All right, so we just took that third panel, that tri-panel, trimmed it down a little bit, and we mounted that on the back with our acetate, our window sheets there. Fun, fun. We did a Z-fold joy card there, using some of the extra elements from the kit. And then we did a bridge card. That's fun. That's kind of pop-up. That's a cool one if they want to, if the recipient wants to stick it on their mantle or on their desk. And then we also made a gift card money holder. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed these projects. I will put a full supply list in the video description as well after this video is uploaded. And if you have any questions, let me know. And don't forget to subscribe, as well as subscribe to Paper Pumpkin so you don't miss a kit. The nice thing about it is you can always skip a month. They give us a sneak peek. Stampin' Up! Gives us a sneak peek, telling us if it's going to be cards, what the theme is, how many all of that, so that you do have enough information to know if it's something that you're going to like or not. And if not, then you can go ahead and skip a month. That's totally fine. You can skip as many months as you want and just get the kits that you want. The prepaid subscriptions are great for trying it out. You can do 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, or 12 months of prepaid, which is awesome. And yes, so August kit will be the Box of Hope there. So fun. And yeah, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff if you're watching on replay on YouTube. I appreciate it. Happy stamping, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.